I don't want to do this, she whined, looking at the long assignment in front of her. 3 hours passed with her sitting on her study table, but the assignment was not even half done. How would someone like me solve these 16 miracles of physics in just one night? I'm not Einstein. She fake cried, counting the number of questions that was still pending. I'm going to sleep. This assignment and physics professor. I'm done with this. She closed the book shut, threw the pen carelessly, and rose from the chair to hit the bed. As she turned around, her eyes met with her professor's eyes. Physics professor, to be precise. He was sitting on the bed covered with the duvet, looking like a cute burrito, but his face was stoic hard. Her eyes widened as his cold, emotionless face came in the line of her vision. Fear of him hearing her earlier remarks crept inside her. She gulped and smiled nervously. I didn't mean, are you done? His calm yet demanding voice reached her ears. She looked down with a pout and shook her head. Sit down and complete the assignment. Neither you nor I are sleeping until you complete it, yeah? He raised his eyebrows. She slowly looked at him and nodded her head. The weight of his stern words pushed her back on her seat. She huffed out a frustrated breath, cursing him inside her head. Stop cursing me and start doing your work so that we both can go to sleep, he stated. She rolled her eyes knowing he couldn't see her. Why did my grandfather has to marry me off to him? Didn't he have any other friend whose grandson would be sweet and caring, unlike this cold and strict version of Newton? She murmured to herself. Stop talking to yourself, Ryan, he uttered, stopping herself talking. And you were provided a week for this 2 page assignment. It's your fault that you remember things at the last moment, he added shortly after. She pouted and craned her neck towards him. Can I please leave now? I promise I'll wake up early and complete it on time. She tried to coax him, which obviously had no effect on his austere poise. No, first assignment, then sleep, he intimidated in no nonsense tone. At least help me then, she implored, but failed to shatter his unceasing strict stance. Don't expect any kind of help from me because I won't. It will be unfair for other students, he reasoned. His stoic expression didn't flicker even for a moment. Oh, come on, stop being an ideal professor all the time. Please be a good husband for your wife and help me. I promise from next time I'll complete my task 2 days before deadline. Help me this time, please. She fake cried, joining her hands in front of him. Okay, her heart bloomed with happiness when he got off the bed, but her smile dropped when he walked out of the room. She gaped at the closed door. Why was I even expecting help from this heartless Newton 2.0? I wasted my energy and words over nothing. She murmured profanities under her breath and went back to, to do the never ending, nerves wracking assignment. Few minutes later, she heard the sound of door opening and his footsteps approaching towards her. Her eyes caught the coffee cup that he placed on her desk. She watched as he took a seat beside her, sipping on his own coffee. Have this coffee. It'll help you to concentrate better, and above all, it works as a sleep repellent, he asserted, sliding the coffee cup a little towards her. Go and sleep. Why are you staying awake if you are not helping me? She took a sip of her coffee. You asked me to be a good husband for my wife, and I am doing the exact same. I'll give you company. A small smile made its way to her lips. His words spread an unknown warmth inside her. Although she disliked him as a professor because he was always strict on her, she felt something different but in a good way, for him as her husband. She grabbed her pen and continued her work, not with sour mood but with full focus this time, and not to forget the smile on her face. A shrill voice jolted me up from my peaceful slumber. I groaned and threw away the alarm clock which was placed in front of my face. But wait, how did it come here? My eyes moved to the big bundle of books and I realized I slept while doing my assignment. My eyes widened when realization hit me. I sat straight and winced immediately as a sharp pain shot in my neck because of sleeping in an uncomfortable position. My assignment. I held my head as I flipped through the pages of my task. The furrows between my forehead slowly disappeared as I found it done. As far as I remembered, there were still few questions left to be done. Did Jimin? I nibbled on my lower lip when my eyes caught his handwriting. He did help me. A smile broke out on my lips. I glanced at the digital clock. 6 o'clock? There's still a lot of time left for college. I pushed myself off the chair and dragged my feet towards the bathroom. I really need a warm shower to soothe my tensed muscles. Walking through the corridor, my eyes searched for my husband. I hadn't seen him since I woke up because he left early. I chuckled to myself. I was desperate for his one glance now. The irony is that I disliked him to my guts at one time of my life. Hey Ryan, I stopped in my track when I heard a familiar voice calling out for me. I turned around and saw John Jungkook, the coolest heartthrob and my senior, walking in my direction. Hi, I smiled at him. I need to ask something from you. He wrapped his arm around my shoulder. Well, he became my friend after doing a project together, which was 6 months ago when I was single. And I won't lie, I had a crush on him that time, but I am over it now. I am someone's wife now, and I like that certain someone. What do you want to ask, John? I felt a furrow forming between my forehead. Come with me. He dragged me towards a lone corner. Vine was in her classroom, attending her dear husband's class, which she used to skip earlier. But now she was bound to attend every single lecture because Jimin was strict when it comes to studies. 20 minutes in the class, Vine was fully concentrated on whatever he was teaching. Then she started losing focus mid-lecture. She stared at her husband, who was looking the most handsome, clad in white shirt and black trousers, and the round reading glasses with cherry on top of cake. Miss Vine, stop daydreaming and focus on what I am teaching here. She sat upright as his loud, stern voice reached her ears. Her focus was back after having the daily dose of scoldings from him. The bell rang, indicating the class was over. Okay, everyone, that's it for today. Hand over your assignment to me before leaving the class. I hope nobody's there who didn't complete it or forgot to bring it. He roamed his eyes around, stopping at Ryan, who was rummaging through her bag. One by one, the students started leaving after submitting their assignment to Jimin. Ryan, who was tense about not finding her assignment in her bag, sighed in relief when she finally found it. She was the last one left. She made her way towards him. Thank you. She smiled, handing the assignment to him. Remember you promised to complete your task before deadline. I won't help you next time, he stated sternly. She grinned and nodded. And thanks for the breakfast. It was delicious, she chirped while he nodded with a small smile. I was walking towards my cabin, completely drained out of energy after taking back to back classes. I noticed the students crowding in the hallway. I shook my head. Maybe there was another proposal going on. I ignored the loud commotion and was about to walk away, but my ears perked up hearing Ryan's name. I turned my steps and walked where the students were gathered. Breaking through the crowd, I made to the front and watched the scene unfolding in front of me. Ryan was standing in the middle and John Jungkook was crouched down on one knee holding a bouquet of red roses. My heart picked at pace witnessing the heartbreaking scene. Will you be my girlfriend, Ryan? His words were like daggers to my heart. An unknown fear crept inside my heart. My eyes traveled to Ryan, who was looking confused. What the hell? I roared, which echoed through the hallway, silencing the murmurs and hooting. I was the center of attention now. He strode towards them and stopped in front of Wine, who gaped at him with wide eyes. Jungkook stood to his height. A confused look took over his features. She can't be your girlfriend or whatever. He glared at Jungkook through his glasses. But what is the problem? And why are you meddling in between our matter? Are you her brother? A disgusted frown formed on Jimin's face hearing him. I am her husband. She's mine. She can't be your or anyone's girlfriend. She's my wife, so back off, Mr. John, he retorted, erupting loud gasps from the students present there. Wine's eyes widened hearing him while Jungkook was looking amused. And you come with me. He turned towards Wine and grabbed her wrist. At least let me take these flowers. I like red roses. She pouted, earning a hard glare from Jimin. Here, take it. He forwarded the bouquet towards her, but Jimin shoved it back to him. She only likes the flower I give her. Keep your flowers to yourself. He grated out in irritation and dragged her away from there. Wyan looked back at Jungkook with a smile, winked at her. She recalled their earlier conversation. What is it? She asked as soon as they reached at a serene corner. I won't beat around the bush. Are you and Mr. Park a thing? He wiggled his eyebrows. Wine gulped as nervousness rushed through her veins. She looked everywhere but him. It's nothing like this, she lied smoothly. Really, Wine, you are lying to me. I know you are married to him, he uttered. How you... She stammered on her words. I have my ways, and it's obvious by the way he looks at you. He smirked. How does he look at me? She probed. Like he never wants to look away, came his instant reply. I think you're drunk early morning. She laughed, taking his words as a joke. I'm not drunk, okay? I'm telling the truth. And if you want, I can prove it, he challenged. Let it be, Jungkook. Maybe you are assuming things. I know him really well. He does nothing except scolding me. You have to buy me lunch for a whole month if I prove my statements and that I am not assuming things. Wyan thought for some time and nodded, knowing very well that there was no way Jungkook could win this time. You didn't let me answer him, she complained with a pout. What was there to answer? You are my wife. It was an obvious no, he muttered, gazing ahead at the road. I could have said yes, she blabbered. He scoffed and looked at her with disbelief. Are you forgetting that you are married? Do you want to be a cheater? He scowled, glancing at her with narrowed eyes. But he is sweet and caring, unlike you, and he even brought flowers for me. Nobody brought me flowers, not even my husband. She acted as if she was hurt, but internally she was enjoying the restless state of her husband. Flowers, is it? He parked the car in front of a flower shop and got out of the car. She squealed when she saw him walk inside the shop. Thank you, Jungkook. May you get the prettiest girl in the world. But I am already married to Newton 2.0. Good. Please send another pretty girl for Jungkook. Obviously, nobody can be as beautiful as me, but he will adjust. She beamed with happiness. She peeked outside and observed him walking towards her with a big bouquet of red roses. She cleared her throat and acted like she wasn't squealing and dancing just now. Here, this is for you. He forwarded the bouquet, which obviously she took from him. Where are you going? She frowned when she noticed him walking back inside. Wait here. She watched him disappearing inside the flower shop. He came back after half an hour, followed by few workers who were carrying bouquets of different flowers in their hands. Keep them in the back seat, he gestured, and they kept the bouquets in the back seat. The car filled with captivating aroma of different flowers. Why did you buy all of these? One was enough. She spoke as soon as he got inside the car. I bought the whole shop. From now on, they deliver a bouquet of fresh flowers every morning at our home. Wine was too stunned to speak anything. I'll be a florist if you want, but stop chanting the bunny's name. He sulked. Are you talking about Jungkook? She purposely stroked his jealous nerves. Yeah, stop taking his name. He glared at her, which had no effect on her. I'll take his name, Jungkook, Jungkook, Jung. Her words muffled when he smashed his lips on her. Her pupils dilated as she felt his warm lips on her. He kept his lips above her without moving. Stop taking his name, he whispered against her lips. She audibly gulped. A current rushed through her whole body. He leaned back when he felt her nodded. While lifted her hand and traced her fingers on her lips. Did you just... No, that wasn't a kiss. He smirked, watching her face turning red. Yeah, you didn't ask for my permission. Okay, can I kiss you, darling? His lips twisted in a teasing smile. You are so shameless. How can you directly ask this? She flushed and looked away. Then how should I ask? Should I send a letter via pigeon to ask for a kiss? He raised his eyebrows. Let's go home. She hid her face in her palms. Are you shy, dear wife? He teased her. Jimin, please don't tease me or I'll pee in my pants. She whined. He laughed and buckled his seat belt, driving towards their home. You are mine and I am yours. He intertwined their hands and kissed the back of her hand. What happened to you suddenly? Nothing. Just showing my wife that I, being strict with her studies, doesn't mean I don't love her. There is a reason I joined the same college as her. What? What do you mean? I mean, I purposely joined your college as a professor to see you every day until we got married. He explained briefly. That means you knew about this alliance and all. Yes, I knew it from the start. Your grandfather told me about you being careless about your education. I needed to be strict, and it's going to continue until your graduation. Means you will be back being Newton 2.0. Kinda, but I'll be less strict from now on. And yeah, tell that Jungkook to stay away from you. I won't tolerate him hitting on my woman. Can you also smell something burning? She sniffed. Shut up. She giggled when he glared at her. Dre drove off towards their home with a homely warmth in their heart. Thanks to our cupid John Jungkook, who was jumping like a rabbit because he was going to get free lunch for a month.